Good morning, Temina Khan is here in TKMaths S1. In today's video, we will see a question on partial fraction, but before that, we will see the 4 cases of partial fraction. It is a part of the syllabus of A-level Mathematics P3. So, case number 1. In partial fraction, basically, we are splitting a single algebraic fraction into parts. Now, the whole thing depends on the type of the denominator according to the syllabus we have. So case number 1 is one in which the denominator has linear functions, linear factors. So if you see here, in this case, x plus p and x plus q, these are linear equations, linear factors, right? So when you are breaking this up into partial, you write in the numerator a constant, a over x plus p and b over x plus q. This you have to remember. It will not be given to you in the formula sheet. Okay, so this is case number 1. Because when you are applying partial fraction, you should know in which case what breakup you will apply. So here you have learned this case. Now case number 2, in which the denominator has a repeated factors. Now what is the meaning of repeated factors? Repeated factor is the one in which, if you see here, in the denominator, it is x plus p, and on the top it is written power 2. It could be power 3. So these type of cases are called repeated factor. And when you are split it up, it is like a over x plus p, b over x plus p square. If I had here cube, then it would become c over x plus p power 3. So this is how we deal repeated factors. Now mostly students ask a question, but it is quadratic, because you see x plus p power 2 is a quadratic. But those quadratic which can not be split into linear factors, they are dealt separately. But x plus p square can be dealt as x plus p square, right? So now this is case number 2. Case number 3. Case number 3 is when your denominator has a quadratic factor. Now if you see here, the denominator, now this linear I have just taken as an example to show you that with the quadratic factor, it could be linear factor, it could be repeated case. So quadratic factor is here, but beside that there may be something, right? There may be a linear factor, there may be a repeated factor. So you can watch my video on those type of question. I will attach in the description the link. Okay. So now for the linear, we have seen in the case 1 that we write a constant on the top. So it is a over x plus p. But for the quadratic, what do we write? bx plus c. So in short, you can say if you have a quadratic denominator, then the numerator will be a linear factor. So one way of remembering this way. Otherwise, you can just remember when you have a quadratic factor, on the top you will write bx plus c. Now here another question is often asked, and that is, just a minute, and that question is, what can we write first? So the thing here is, I can write here this denominator first if I like to, x square plus q, and I can write here ax plus b plus, and with the linear factor I can write c on the top, right? So it is up to me, doesn't matter. So now this is the way we and this is 3 lines, sorry, here identity, because these are all identity. So this is how we split the algebraic fraction which has a quadratic denominator. Now one thing is very important. If you see here, I have written here proper algebraic fraction. Now what does it mean, proper algebraic fraction? If you see in the numerator, the degree of the right now it is 1 is also polynomial, is 0, because 1 mean it has x power 0 along, and if you multiply x by x, it is x square. So when the numerator has a polynomial of a smaller degree than the denominator, then it is called proper algebraic fraction. Similarly, if you see here, even if I had here, for example, I'm just taking an example, suppose I had here 2x plus 3, okay? So the degree of the numerator is what? X power 1. And what is the degree of the denominator? If you multiply it, it is x cube. So when the numerator has a polynomial with a smaller degree compared to the denominator, then we call it proper algebraic fraction. Now case number 4 is improper algebraic fraction. Now what is improper algebraic fraction? The case in which the numerator has a degree of polynomial either equal or greater than the degree of polynomial of the denominator. In your syllabus, in CIE A-level P3, the cases of equal are part of the syllabus, not this one. But just for the sake of definition, I'm writing it completely here. Okay. So let's take this example. Okay, how these are dealt. So if you see, the numerator has degree what? X square, whereas the denominator has x square. So the degree of the polynomial in numerator and denominator is the same. So in these type of cases, what do? We write first of all a constant, like it is a. I have written a plus b over x plus p. Now this is one linear, this is another linear. C over, sorry, this was a mistake here. C over x plus q. Right? Now why do we write here a? The question which I'm explaining afterwards, I will put the link of that explanation in the denominator so you can see there, and then you will understand why do we write here a. Or let's take another example here. For example, if you see this question, what is the degree in the numerator? It is 3. And if I multiply this by this, again it is 3. So degree of the denominator, polynomial in the denominator and numerator is the same. So again, if I'm writing it in the algebraic partial fraction, splitting up, because it is improper fraction, first I will write constant like I wrote here. After that, if I see this is a repeated case, so repeated case, how do we handle? B over x plus c over x square, and linear d over x plus 1. So this understanding we have from where? From the cases of the algebraic fraction. So the only difference is that in improper case, you write a constant first, and after that you split it just the way you have split the proper fraction, algebraic fractions. So I hope you understood. So in the link below, in the description below, I'm giving the link of solving this question. If I'll solve here, it will become very long video. So that's why I'm splitting it into 2 parts. Thank you very much for watching the video. Please share it with your friends and press like and subscribe button to support me. Thank you. Take care. Allah Hafiz.